Yes, my people, shout out to Peter Obi for his birthday celebration today. But before we get too celebrative, before we celebrate and get too overjoyous, let's talk about what is happening in Nigeria presently. Because FBI don't bring information now that they want to arrest Bola Tinubu for the criminality that he has done in the past. I once said in my previous video that no matter how life travel for thousands of years, it take a day, even sometimes a minute, for truth to meet it. All these crimes that they are now bringing, all these allegations they are now bringing to Bola Tinubu's feet has happened a long time ago. But for him to go for presidential election, for him to go for the position of a presidency, they have to bring it back. Stay connected to the end of this show so I go see what's in the happen for the Nigeria. I'll be back. See you soon.
Welcome back to LAJUPOG TV show.
The whole of crime scene
is happening in the street again.
The center of political news, celebrity gossip, religious gossip, and happiness in the society.
Join us, the voice of Africa.
Hello my great and wonderful viewers, welcome you back to LAJUPOG TV show. If you are new to this show, don't forget to click the subscribe button, the like button, the bell beside it, and also plan to drop your comment in the comment section so that YouTube will notify you anytime we drop any other video into this channel. Yes my people, I once said in my previous video that if the past of Bola Tinubu did not hunt him down, his present will, because this man did not understand what is going through, what is happening presently. He thought that is back in the days that they can just use political power to shut down everything. You don't know that people are now wise. We are no more dumb. Before, Nigerian youths believe that let's just continue to do them. But now after 2020, after that NSAS, a lot of Nigerian youths came back to their senses, and they say that what is the problem? What's the problem of Nigeria? And we are there. We must be able to solve it. That's why Nigerian youths are crying out for restitution. We are crying out for our mandate. And anything that is happening now is because of what these old fools have done in the past. So today I just want everybody to just come out, celebrate Peter Obi. Don't worry about what is going on, just be happy for once. See, petrol has gone higher again. What will we do in this country? My people, I'll be back soon so that I go see waiting FBI don't plan for Bola Tinubu. I'll be back soon. See you soon.
The amount of baggages behind Tinubu doesn't seem to have an end. Every day another one is revealed. The FBI just dropped a bombshell that they will not reveal Tinubu's criminal case files in the United States, including his immigration records. This was in response to the lawsuit filed by Nigerian investigative journalist David Hundeyin in collaboration with Plainsight. They filed this suit because they refused to honor their freedom of information request. They wanted them to reveal all records they have on Tinubu because Nigerians see Tinubu as an alien. His history is shrouded in mystery. No one can identify his childhood friends. Neither can anyone identify his primary school mates or secondary school mates. So as an investigative journalist, David Hundeyin took it upon himself to take the investigation to the US authorities by making that freedom of information request. But unfortunately, the FBI and other agencies don't want to honor that request. That's why they went to court in the first place. And now the FBI is saying that it is because of unusual circumstances that they will release the criminal records, or like they said, criminal case files of Tinubu in 2026. This is a direct acceptance by the FBI that indeed there are records, criminal ones for that matter, in the name of Bola Tinubu. So it's no longer a question of whether they have something on him. They have indeed verified and confirmed that they have something on him. And if you understand what it means, it's a bargaining chip for them Even before the elections, way back when Tinubu was governor of Lagos State, there was this rumor in the streets of Lagos in those days that the reason Tinubu changed his name was because he wanted to cover his past. And even the new name he adopted in the United States, he still committed with the new name. Because when you look at the forfeiture he made in the United States in 1993, the narcotics trafficking proceeds worth $460,000 he forfeited to the US government. So the rumor has it that it wasn't this name that he traveled with the first time he went to the United States in the 70s, that he eventually changed this name along the way. That's why it's most likely reason why they also wanted information from the US immigration. At the time, biometrics international passports didn't exist, but if someone did something or committed a crime, the police must at least fingerprint the person, so they have his fingerprints on record. Even if the person changes his name in the future and commits another one, they will be able to compare it with the old fingerprint to know that it is actually the same person. It's a pity they don't want to release this information now. We can understand why they don't want to do it, because it's a bargaining chip for them. Western countries don't care that much about what is going on in Africa or in your country. You have to build your own country by yourselves, not running away. So whatever information they have on any leader, not just in Africa, anywhere in the world, is to their own advantage, because they might use it against the person in the future for negotiations, for anything, just to get an advantage. There's still hope that this information might be released early. Depends on how the lawsuit ends. Because if they're able to show cause and convince the judge might order the FBI and other agencies to produce the information in court. So there's still hope that this can be done, that Nigerians will eventually get to know the man that they see as an alien. During the campaigns, many people thought that he would finally clear the air on his history that is shrouded in mystery. But he didn't do any of that. In fact, the only interview where he said something in relation to his history was that of the BBC, where he said, "I am the real Tinubu." But it doesn't really make any sense. Yes, he was adopted, and we also know that the former governor of Osun State, Oyetola, is his nephew. But what about his early life? It is a guarded secret that no one knows, to the extent that they had to use Donald Duke's picture, the young Donald Duke, in one of his campaign materials. Not just the campaign materials, they used it in a video documentary that aired on his TV station TVC during the campaigns. So you can see how far he has gone to hide his past. But he's only arousing curiosity from inquisitive minds, people like David Hundeyin and others that keep digging to find the real information, whether criminal, civil, whatever it is, to find out information about Bola Tinubu, because he has come to the public light. If you deserve to serve people, the people you want to serve, we want to know very much about you. All Nigeria's former past presidents, all their history and information is well known. It is not hidden. All of them, like the people that served in the military, their history is well known. Goodluck Jonathan, Yar'Adua, all of them are well known. Only Tinubu, that his history starts from the 70s. We all know he wasn't born in the 70s. What about the 60s? What about the 50s? Or even 40s, because no one knows his real age. Now, let's get back to yesterday's video about Tinubu's invalid candidacy, because many people still don't understand exactly what the Allied People's Movement petition is seeking to do. It is not about Shettima. No. It's not about Shettima. Even if it was about Shettima, it's a joint ticket. Any executive office position, governor, president, they are all joint tickets. Anything that happens to the vice presidential candidate will affect the presidential candidate in terms of disqualification, certificate forgeries, anything that relates to election, it will affect the two. That's how it works. So in this case, Shettima successfully avoided the double nomination as shown in the Supreme Court ruling. If you look at that video where we read the judgment of Honorable Justice Okoro, he outlined all the dates. So that's by the side. The law says that in the event a vice presidential candidate withdraws his nomination, like in this case Masari did on the 24th of June 2022. So the law permits the candidate, in this case Tinubu, the law permits Tinubu to nominate another person within 14 days. That is the position of the law. If he fails to nominate the new vice presidential candidate within 14 days, That means he has flouted the law. The law also gives a provision of what will happen if the candidate fails to nominate a new vice presidential candidate. What will happen in this case is that the party will quickly notify INEC that they will do a fresh presidential primaries to nominate a new candidate. This is very clear. That's the position of the law. So if he failed to nominate Shettima within 14 days, what should have happened is that they should have held a new primary, because after that 14 days, according to the law, Tinubu's candidacy himself became invalid as a result. That means APC didn't have a candidate at that point. So failure to hold a fresh presidential primary means that whatever happened after the nomination of Shettima 21 days after became invalid. So it's not about double nomination of Shettima, no. That one has been decided by the Supreme Court, although Labour Party still presented new evidence. So it depends if that new evidence will affect the judgment that Supreme Court already delivered. That means the tribunal will still look at it and decide on it, because the double nomination of Shettima was majorly focused on local standard. The Supreme Court said that PDP was an interloper, that is not their business, that the person that can challenge it is a candidate in the election. It should have been Atiku instead of the party. And in this case, Labour Party are doing it correctly because it is Peter Obi who is a candidate that is challenging it at the tribunal. So coming back to the invalid candidacy of Tinubu, that's what they mentioned. Maybe the respondents didn't read it correctly. In fact, not maybe, they didn't read it correctly. Initially, they thought they were still talking about the double nomination of Shettima. That's why they didn't call any witness. They didn't take it seriously. So when they mentioned it in court, the APM people brought out their petition and it was read. They now saw that it was actually invalid nomination that was written there, not Shettima's double nomination. So there are two different things. That's why in their reply, they accepted, as was read in the video, they accepted that yes, the dates that were mentioned in the petition, they were all correct. And they could have forged it in order to cover up the date. But what saved the situation was because he went to court to swear to affidavit. And the APM people went to that court to get a certified true copy of the affidavit. So the ship has sailed. They can no longer go and forge anything. The dates are permanent. No one can change them. So looking at this case is as good as done and dusted. There's no way, even if they find excuses for every other plea, all the reliefs that the petitioners are seeking, even if they find excuses for all of them, this one is in black and white. No one can say, it means this, like they are saying in and about the 25% requirement in Abuja. No one can come and tell us that Abuja is one state, that this, that. No, not in this one. This one is in plain English. No way to maneuver, no technicality. Also, some are asking the penalty for not appointing a vice presidential candidate after 14 days. The penalty is disqualification. Remember what happened to APC in Zamfara State? That's what will happen to APC at the federal level this time around. It is disqualification. They went into this election without a valid candidate. The candidacy of Tinubu wasn't valid in the eyes of the law. Thanks for watching.
47, 48, 49, 50!
Yes, my people, thanks for staying connected to the very end of this video. You know what is really happening that you have seen in this video, that they have just aired in this video. You see that Bola Tinubu is not really qualified for that position that he is. He's not at all. He's not qualified as a personality. He's not qualified. Responsibility, like he's not responsible. Like everything. He's a drug dealer. He's a corrupt man. With all the crises that have been laid down, you know, you shouldn't have just come out and say you want to rule the people. And if you even want to rule the people, you should do it in a due process, in a rightful manner. See what is happening now. Fuel has increased. I checked the rate of dollar yesterday stroke today, and I saw it was dollar is now 850. $1 is now 850. Everything is going up. inflation day by day, and we are not yet wise to see that Bola Tinubu is not the right answer to Nigeria's problem. My people, I just want you to always say your mind. Say your mind. No matter what is happening, no matter any threatening that is coming in your way, just always come out and say your mind. Nobody's gonna kill you. Nobody's gonna kill you because of anything. Don't worry. My people, don't forget to always stay connected to LAJUPOG TV show. If you have not clicked the subscribe button, click the subscribe button, the like button, and the bell beside it, and also drop your comment in the comment section so that we can talk about what is happening in Nigeria. God bless you. God bless Nigeria. See you in my next video.
Thank you for staying connected at LAJUPOG TV show. I believe the message I really bless you and impact you. So what we do on this channel is to bring to you prophetic words, the men of God in America and outside America, from the person of Julie Green and Christmas, to the basic of Bullock and Clement and all of that. So we'll update you with some diluted words and come from them, and also their prophetic words. And guess what? Many of these prophecies are really coming through. So just ensure you subscribe to this channel just to get more of the prophecy in pure time. Guess what? See you in my next video.